All right, what is happening and what is happening, everybody? Welcome to the PTD Vlogs. We are on day number 128, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning after the snowstorm that we had in New York. Once again, our happy spring snowstorm, to say the very least. But that's not really so much what I'm talking about in today's video. We did end up getting pretty close to a foot of snow, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say maybe about a foot. So it was definitely a substantial storm, to say the very least. But anyway, so if you guys are watching this as a live stream, welcome. What's up, Jordan? And if you are watching this as a replay or just watching it as a video, please comment hashtag team replay. Hashtag team replay down below in the comments section, just so I have an idea. Anyways, I just wanted to talk briefly about the whole thing with GrubHub and UberEATS and the difference between the pay and because I have some newer viewers on my channels here, and they want to know this stuff. So at the end of the day, just from my own experience, because I've only used GrubHub and UberEATS to make money with off of the apps, GrubHub always has those higher payouts. UberEATS is more frequent, like the consistency is a lot better, and it's not just like GrubHub, where GrubHub is typically busy, at least in my market, primarily lunch and dinner, whereas UberEATS is almost more around the clock. I feel like they're just more of the mainstream kind of service, But overall, if you're looking for those bigger payouts, which I'm sure most of us are, GrubHub dinner time is going to be your best bet. That's when you're hitting those double-digit order payouts, like the $10 and $15 and $20 and up. It can happen during lunchtime as well, but it's less likely. You're going to be dealing with more of the $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 orders typically. But like I said, with UberEATS, although during lunch and dinner are going to be your busier times, you might be able to get more orders during the middle of the day. But at the end of the day, it's really about how much time you're putting in, when you're working, how you're cherry picking your orders, things of that nature. But let's face it, I mean, I feel like a lot of this is pretty much common knowledge kind of stuff. But needless to say, it doesn't hurt to go over stuff that people already know. Sometimes a refresher is always good. But whatever the case is, I would recommend the best way to attack delivery driving in this day and age when it comes to using app-based platforms like UberEATS or GrubHub, DoorDash, Postmates. Your best bet is definitely to have 2 or 3 apps running so that you're always maximizing your time, because really when it all comes down to it, time is money, and if you're wasting time, you're wasting potential money that could be made. Things you need to keep in mind is that yes, this is a customer service based industry. You should always remain professional and courteous at all times when working. But at the end of the day, we're not employees. We're independent contractors choosing our jobs, as we want to. How do you go about having multiple apps running? Just turn them both on. Whenever you get an order on one, you turn off the other one. Or you can leave them both running, but, you don't want to be pulled in a million different directions. But I would always recommend going online with 2 or 3 apps at the same time. Start with 2, and if those are really dead, turn on a 3rd one. And basically, the highest bidder is going to win, kind of a deal. But you always want to keep yourself moving. That's just what it comes down to, so you can maximize your profits as much as you possibly can. After doing this for about 7 months now, you start to figure out these things. Like in the very, very beginning, I was incredibly nervous to reject orders. Now I selectively choose my orders to maximize my profits in the shortest amount of time possible, because that's pretty much what your goal is always going to be when you're using these types of apps. But at the end of the day, you need to figure out what your priorities are. GrubHub is going to be your ticket for bigger payouts regardless, whereas with UberEATS, you're going to be doing more and more deliveries, you know, to make maybe the same amount of money you would have with less deliveries on GrubHub. But one hand washes the other. When one is busy, the other may not be. You know what I mean? So it's always good to switch back and forth. What did you say, Jordan? After I saw your video on cherry picking, that's all I do, and I'm making so much more. Exactly, Jordan. I know, at least from GrubHub's end, my driver specialist has told me time and time again that they don't necessarily terminate people based on their acceptance rates. It's usually because they have a physical altercation with another driver, a customer, someone, an employee at a restaurant, something like that. So, you know, I would say don't go crazy rejecting orders, but be selective, you know. And from what I've noticed, typically if you accept an order, if you reject an order, a low-paying order with GrubHub, let's say a $4 order comes in, if you reject that one, typically the next offer, which should come within the next 2 minutes, will typically be a higher paying offer, usually over $10, you know, $9 and up. So it is a good thing to keep in mind. It's not always going to happen, and I would say that you have a better shot at the higher payouts during dinner time. I wouldn't really push it so hard at lunch, because you got to remember, people are ordering less food. You know, they're ordering a smaller meal. What's the lowest order you accept? Lunchtime, I try not to accept anything under 6. You know, 6 is pushing it, depending on where it's coming from. What's up, April? But with dinner, 8 and underneath $8 and per payout, I'll reject it. So if it's like $7, unless it's really slow, but if it's busy, $8 and up. You know, sometimes $10 and up, depending on how busy it is. You know, there's a lot of factors in there, but fact of the matter is, you always want to keep moving as much as possible. But that's my thing, guys. I'm not saying one app is better than the other, because there are times where I'm really loving GrubHub and I'm not liking UberEATS, and then something happens with GrubHub, and then I love UberEATS more again, and it flip-flops back and forth. But I've had both great experiences and both lousy experiences with both apps. So I hope that provided some insight for you guys. If you could kindly all consider please hitting that thumbs up button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And please consider subscribing with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any of my videos. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and those links are in the description down below. Anyways, folks, I'll see you tomorrow for day number 129 right here on the PTD Vlogs. And if, like I said, if you guys are watching this as a replay, comment down below saying #TeamReplay so I could say what's up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Get that money, get that honey. Peace the hell out. Later.